ArsenalFanTV. Now, you know that after every game I do the player ratings. Now, what I thought I'd do in this international break was do the player ratings on the players so far this season. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to pick out every single player because I know there's been a lot of players who've only played in the Europa League, but I'm going to go for the main players and see how they've rated so far this season. Starting off in goal with Petr Cech. Now, what can I say about the season so far for him? It's been a bit indifferent. There's been games where he's pulled off some amazing saves and really kept us in the game. There's been other games where he's not quite been the Petr Cech that was at Chelsea, you know, and there's been some fans that have said that, you know, he's starting to not be as sharp as he used to be. I think that's probably been a bit too harsh. He's, you know, he has, you know, put in some good performances in some games. Still hasn't saved a penalty, by the way. But I'm going to give Cech 7 out of 10 for the season so far. Let's go to the defenders. Hector Bellerin, again, another guy, kind of sums up Arsenal's season so far. Indifferent. Sometimes we've seen some good performances like him. Other times, very poor. He started off the season particularly in very poor fashion. He's still been really trying to get to grips with the sort of three at the back system we've been playing. Very average so far, I think, by his very high standards. I'm going to give him 6 out of 10. Going on to the left-hand side, Nacho Monreal, I think he's been excellent. I think probably one of the best players for Arsenal so far this season. All right, I know the penalty that he gave away the other day against Man City, maybe he was a bit naive in that, but on the whole, he has been consistent in every single game, even scoring goals, Nacho Monreal. I think he's been superb so far this season. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. Let's move now back into the centre. Mustafi, injured at the moment, been very injury prone so far this season. When he did come in, I mean, that game against Chelsea, he did okay. Then there's been other games, though, when he's been a bit dodgy. Again, a guy that I still want to see him show us more, but then injuries are really hampering him. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Laurent Koscielny, again, another guy that just sums up Arsenal. 1 minute, brilliant in games. Then the next game, super sloppy. And for a guy of his talents and his experience, he should be doing better. I'm going to give Laurent Koscielny so far this season a 6 out of 10. Per Mertesacker, now he's probably played a lot more games than he probably thought he was going to play at the start of the season because of injuries. When he's come in, listen, you can't really argue with what he's done. He hasn't been getting done for pace and stuff like that because he's used his brain. He's been very intelligent in his positioning and everything. So it's been a decent enough performances by Per Mertesacker. When he has played, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Moving to the wing backs now. Of course, we've been playing that 3 at the back system. One of the guys who's been very important in that system has been Kolasinac. Now, for me, one of the signings of the summer so far for all teams. Brought in on a free from Schalke. He's been absolutely brilliant for Arsenal. For his first season, you know, he's scoring goals, he's commanding, he's strong. He really, really has played well for Arsenal. Has been one of the best things about Arsenal this season. I'm going to give Kolasinac an 8 out of 10. Spreading across that midfield and looking at some of the players that have been playing in that midfield position. First of all, we're going to start off with Granit Xhaka. What can I say? It's not been a great start to the season for Xhaka. Particularly right at the start, about the first 3 games, it was his sloppy play that led to us dropping points. Really want to see more from Xhaka. He's a really, really talented player. I remember my friends from Germany telling me that, listen, you guys have bought a star. We haven't seen that yet at Arsenal. I really want to see it. 6 out of 10 so far for Granit Xhaka this season. Must improve in the second half. Aaron Ramsey, I think he's had a good season so far. You know, I mean, he was getting criticised heavily last season by lots of the fans, but this season, I think he's really starting to come back to his old self. I think as well, he's going to be a guy that's going to go and improve and get better and better as the season goes on. I'm going to give Ramsey, an 8. I think he's played really, really well this season on the whole. So 8 for Aaron Ramsey. Mohamed El Neni, now he's filled in quite a few times this season. Yeah, reliable, dependable player without being brilliant, you know. It's kind of Mr. Average, isn't he? So I've got to give him a Mr. Average mark. 6 out of 10 for Mohamed El Neni. Francis Coquelin, again, a guy who's had a lot of injuries so far this season. A bit unfortunate. He started off the season okay. The last game against Man United, I don't know, Man City, sorry, I don't know what was going on, what position he was playing. He was playing as a centre-half. But again, it's been averaged by him. 6 out of 10 for Francis Coquelin. Mesut Ozil sums up Arsenal again. You know, there was a game against Everton where he was absolutely brilliant, scored that goal outstanding. But apart from that, Mesut Ozil has not lit it up. And then he's had the injury problems. He's been, well, whether you want to say he's been injured or left out, I don't know. He hasn't signed a new deal yet. There's all that confusion. 6 out of 10 for Mesut Ozil. Must do better. Alexis Sanchez, again, another guy that, when you compare to last season, obviously he scored up to 30 goals. He was on fire. Every time he took to the pitch, you thought he's the guy that's going to carry us forward to victory. This season, he looks like a guy that is kind of, his head's mixed up. He don't know whether he's staying or going. He's not started every game. It's just not been the same Alexis Sanchez. For me, again, 6 out of 10. We're just not seeing the same guy that we saw last season. Moving out to the wingers, Alex Iwobi. Again, listen, I think this guy sometimes gets a lot of unfair criticism from Arsenal fans. He's a young guy. He's coming into the team. There's a lot of expectation on him because the team hasn't been performing as it should be. But I think that on the whole, when he's been asked to step up, he's done better than a lot of the more senior players. I'm going to give Iwobi a 7 out of 10. He's trying his hardest, this guy. I do think he's going to become a really, really good player. Still a lot of room for improvement, but Iwobi, for me, he's been okay so far this season. Danny Welbeck as well. He's been one of our best players this season. Again, though, injuries. I was at United, he never got injured. Comes here, every minute he breaks down. It's just unfortunate. But I do think when he's fit, for me, he has to start. He's been playing really, really well when he did play. I think he's had a good season so far. I'm going to give Danny Welbeck an 8 out of 10 for the season so far. Theo Walcott, now, I know he hasn't really been a first-team player much. He's been on that bench a lot. He's played more of the Europa League games and the Carabao Cup games, and I have to say, he's been very disappointing. What annoys me about Theo is that he should be kicking the door down to get into that first team. And I don't see that. I see a guy that just looks too content at the moment to collect his money and just be tottering along. He should be there. His pride should be hurt, especially in a World Cup year where he's not even in the England squad. He should be kicking down that door to get back in the team, to get in the first team, to get in that England team. I don't see that at the moment. He's got to work a lot harder in the next part of the season. 5 out of 10 for Theo Walcott. Similar sort of thing goes for Olivier Giroud. I don't see him kicking down the door. Now, he is a good guy that you can bring off the bench. He's a different type of player to all the rest of the guys. But I want to see more from Giroud. Giroud should be saying, Wenger, I need to start. And I don't see him stamping his authority when he's playing in like the League Cup games, when he's playing in the, the Europa League. He has scored us a couple of vital goals in the Europa League, but I want to see more from Giroud because I know there's more there. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 for the season so far. Alexander Lacazette. Now, I think that this guy's done very well. Again, it's his first season. He's hit the ground running. He's our top goal scorer. Why he didn't play against, Chelsea? Sorry, not Chelsea. Man City the other day? I don't know. Why didn't he start that game? Why did he not start against Liverpool? It's a mystery. The guy, give him a chance, he'll score. He's sharp. And he should have really have had more goals. There was that goal that was disallowed at Stoke that should have stood. I think this guy is going to be a top player for Arsenal. I still think he will get over 20 goals this season. That's despite him not starting in every single game. I think Lacazette has been an excellent buy for Arsenal. I'm going to give Lacazette an 8 out of 10. Couple other players to mention. Rob Holding. Now, he's played probably a lot more games than he thought he was going to play so far this season. Hasn't been the Rob Holding that we saw in the FA Cup last season, who looked so commanding and looked ready right now to step in. I still think he's a little bit off playing in that first team on a regular basis, but he's done okay. Still needs to improve, but he's a young player. who's on the way up. And so I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 so far this season. Lots of room for improvement, but I'm not having a go at him. He's on the way up. Last but not least, Jack Wilshere. I think Jack Wilshere, you know, only, you know, figured in against Man City, has been on the bench a lot for the first team, but it's just great to have this guy back. You can see the pride and determination that he's playing with. When he has played, he's looked very, very good in the Europa League, in the Carabao Cup. And actually, these tournaments have been good for him because it's helping him to get back to his match sharpness and his match fitness. And I've been very encouraged by what I've seen. I think Jack has been excellent so far. I know most of it hasn't been in the first team, but I'm encouraged that this guy's coming back and he's going to be a vital player for us. So far this season, I give Jack Wilshere 8 out of 10. Let me rate the manager, because, you know, when I do the player ratings on a week-to-week basis, I always rate the manager. Oof. I think I can only give Arsene Wenger a 6 out of 10. You know, he's made mistakes. The Liverpool game, leaving out Lacazette. Man City, leaving out Lacazette in that game. The fact that we've not won any of those real big games this season. We didn't beat Chelsea. It was a good point, but we didn't beat them. We didn't beat Liverpool. We got smashed. We didn't beat Man City. We lost the way to Stoke. We've only won 1 game away from home this season. For this club, look at it. That's not good enough. Arsene Wenger's got a 2-year deal. We was hoping that we were going to be challenging for the league. It doesn't look like we're going to be challenging for the league this season. All right, in the Europa League, we've done well. We've qualified, and he's done it with a very young team. Carabao Cup, we've progressed in that. But the league, it's still not the performances we want to see. I'm going to give Arsene Wenger a 6 out of 10. So there's my ratings for the players so far this season. What do you guys think? I want to get your ratings. Leave it in the comments below. Here at the Emirates, let's hope in the next part of the season there's a big improvement.